Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Kabukimonogatari, but today we're going to be checking out episode 3, but last time on episode 2, after Araragi and Shinobu got sent back 11 years into the past, Araragi decided that the best thing that he can do while he's here is save Mayoi from becoming a ghost. He didn't even ponder if that was the right course of action, he just did it. Technically. He did ponder for a bit what would be the best thing to do while he was here. He thought, maybe I could help Senjugahara, but, it would be a lot more complicated to do that. Maybe he could help Saruga, but no, that probably wouldn't work either. He narrowed it down until he got to Mayoi, and he thought that Mayoi was the only one that he could reasonably help at this point in time. But he didn't stop and think what the consequences of that would be. I mean, I could have never guessed what the consequences would be, but, well, I'll get to that later. Before he ended up finding Mayoi as he was searching around for her, he did end up coming across a younger version of himself and Hanekawa, and you might have expected the way he treated her when he saw her, but, let's just say, it's nostalgic for Bake. A lot of it was pretty nostalgic for Bake. It felt pretty reminiscent of it, and it makes sense because this was taking place right when Mayoi was about to get hit by the car and turn into a ghost, and they covered that event in pretty good detail during her arc. Long story short, he eventually finds Mayoi, and he very nearly screws it up, because instead of, doing the right thing and just, saying he's gonna help her find her mom's house, he does what he did to her in Bake and flips up her dress. She runs off and very nearly still ends up getting hit. But it's okay, because Araragi jumped in front of her and pushed her out of the way. And then he escorted her to her mom's house. And after all was said and done, mission accomplished, they went back to the shrine which they originally used to travel back to the past, and found out that the place still had spiritual energy. Tons of it. It was brimming with spiritual energy, which is strange, because they believed the place only got as much energy as it did because frickin' Shinobu came to town. But she wouldn't have been here yet, so I guess there's just something about the place that draws in spiritual energy. Or there was someone else of great spiritual energy who was in the area around this time. Who knows? But back to what I said earlier about the consequences of saving Mayoi. I initially said I can't imagine what would go wrong, because I can't imagine it would change anything for Araragi, right? Well, according to him, the entire world has been annihilated. Somehow, saving one kid from getting hit by a car caused the complete extinction of humanity. How? I know the butterfly effect is a crazy freaking thing, and you never know what could occur, but it's 11 years later. How could that be possible? I mean, as I was hearing it, I was like, maybe Araragi's messing with us, but I don't think even Araragi would play that game. Humanity is gone, right? How, why, to what extent that even the entire world is destroyed? I don't know. Really, there's a lot that I don't know, but forget about that. Honestly, the fact that we had such a really silly episode overall be contrasted with complete global extinction, yeah, that about makes sense. That's how you gotta frickin' balance it, isn't it? Oh well. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Holy heck, that is crazy to think about. That one tiny little detail, yeah, it could have resulted in the end of the entire world. And it did. It frickin' did. That's just insane. To tie it back in like that, that's, wow. I mean, they probably, when he was, the original author was writing this, he's like, if Mayoi were to not be dead, what would be different? He had to go back and think about every little interaction she had, and what would result from those interactions not happening. And, well, if he hadn't talked to Mayoi when he was looking for Shinobu, he wouldn't have gone looking for the donut place, and then he wouldn't have been able to call upon her in his moment of need. He would have died, and then because he was dead, she went with her plan to destroy the world. Turned a few peeps into vampires, those peeps turned other peeps into vampires, and then next thing you know, whole world gone, potentially. He only checked, areas of Japan. Who knows if maybe some places are still fine? Maybe, but it's hard to say. Because I still hold true that the places of the world that were day when the vampires first showed up would at least have a heads up. It makes sense that they couldn't find any papers in Japan that were talking about it because it happened in Japan first. They would not have had a chance. They would have spread across the entire nation like wildfire, and there wouldn't have been any way to indicate. There wouldn't have been time to print a paper about it, that's for sure, but the rest of the world? Other places that were daytime? They would have at least had a heads up about it. But would that heads up have helped them? No, probably not. Maybe some of them could have at least gone and hid in a frickin' bunker somewhere, but if the vampires can find them down there, they'd be done. It makes a little difference. The point now is that they're screwed because the shrine has no energy anymore. They can't use it. But of course, it's like, that can't possibly be the only shrine on the planet capable of taking someone through time. There's gotta be some other place, at least one, that's capable and has the amount of spiritual energy they need. That place only doesn't have any spiritual energy because he put the talisman there that absorbed all of it. Thank you, Oshino. There's gotta be one other place. I mean, Shinobu should probably at least know about another place, right? She knows about a lot of stuff. And if they can just go back in time and stop themselves from saving Mayoi, they can save the rest of the world. Or they could technically keep Mayoi alive and stop the world from being destroyed. All they would have to do is go back to June 14th and tell Araragi where to find Shinobu, instead of Mayoi doing it. That would also save the world. It would potentially open up other points where the world could be destroyed, but So if he really wants to save Mayoi, and also wants to save the world at the same time, he does have an option. He could just go back and tell himself where to find her. And then he'll find her, he'll call out to her, she'll dropkick, and then everything's right with the world. And dang, when they were saying June 14th, I was like, that sounds like it could be like with Kizu or something. Nope. Should have thought. I mean, that wasn't right. I mean, June and all that was right around Bake territory, definitely. But consarn it, if the end of Bake wasn't such a long time ago that I forgot. I mean, it happened to Araragi, and he also forgot, so I guess you can cut me a break. Yeah, way back in the Tsubasa Cat arc. Good times, man. That was such a good arc, too. And to have that be the catalyst for this, great callback. Just keep adding on to the fact that this is very reminiscent of Bake. Man, it just adds a whole other layer to that arc. It would be interesting to watch it again with that hindsight in mind. So, fantastic episode. Handled the time travel stuff very well. Tied it into a past event in a way that made perfect sense once they explained it. Gotta love it, but I guess that's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more. That would be great. Next time is the finale of the Kabukimonogatari arc, episode 4. How are they going to get back and save the world? I don't know. They're gonna have to at this point. Everyone's dead. And their little fireworks display seems to have attracted the attention of the former vampires who have all been rendered zombified. But whatever. They can plow their way through them if they have to. I know these were, regular people at one point, but you gotta do what you gotta do. It's not gonna do them any good to keep living in this horrible, tortured state, so I guess it would technically be a service to them if they, cut them down, if need be, to save their own lives. Well, alright. I certainly can't wait to see how this arc ends, man. This has been one of the most fascinating that we've seen yet. And not just because it's about time travel. It's just really well executed, but like I said, that's it. Hope to catch you next time, but till then, I will see you guys all later!